Please join me in welcoming Valda Ford as she talks about living, laughing, and loving.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We've had a great day so far. We've learned a lot. We found that as women, even though we have so much that we have to do, we can still find time to do the things that we want to do. It might not happen when we want it to happen, but it's still going to happen. We're going to talk about living, laughing, and loving. And I want you to think about what it is that you have wanted to do that you haven't done in your life. Have you let go of some dreams because you had to take care of kids, because you now might have to take care of your parents, had to work several jobs? Living, laughing, and loving is about thinking about yourself, thinking about what it is that you want to do, how you want to do it. So, we're going to look at things differently. Rediscover yourself. Make healthier choices. Live each day to the fullest. All right. That's quite a phone. Your best life starts today. No matter what it is that you want to do, if you keep thinking that I never got a chance to do that, every day that you keep regretting it, you still don't get a chance to do it. Just start today. Some of you made New Year's resolutions. How many of you still have them going on? Most people make the New Year's resolution to live a healthier life. So we had the advantage of having someone who's obviously fit and who obviously loves what she's doing show us a few things. We can do those very same things at the house. Just make yourself do it. Before I forget about it, there's something called the commercial diet. Now that we have DVRs and we can zip through everything, we forget. But if you're watching regular TV, when the commercial comes on, take the time to do some of the things she told you. Punch out a few times. You can do it while the commercial is on. Then you can watch your program. You can sit down and veg out all over again. When the next commercial comes on, do a few squats or push against the wall. She gave us some wonderful things to do, and it doesn't have to be hard. Most of the time we think, I can't possibly exercise because I can't get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and go to the gym. I can't afford that. But we can do everything we need to have vital lives right at the house. So remember what you just learned today. Here are the 3 things I think you have to do to have a good life. That is, live well. And what is living well to you? Give me an example. When you're living well, what are you doing?
Taking care of yourself.
Taking care of yourself physically. What other way?
Spiritually.
Stress-free, psychologically, spiritually, financially. We have to take care of ourselves because we're the ones who take care of people when we're older. Who's going to take care of us? Get your money together. Laugh out loud. We've done a little bit of that today. How many of you laugh out loud every day?
I did.
All right, that's only about 4 or 5 of you. More of you have to do it. What does it take to get you to laugh out loud?
Laugh at yourself too.
Sorry? What is it? Laugh at yourself. Laughing at yourself is one of the best possible things because if you can laugh at yourself, no one else can laugh at you. And trust me, they will be trying. Love with passion. Some of you have had some bad experiences with love. I have. Don't let that make you give up. You still have the ability to have love in your life. It doesn't have to be romantic love. That's just one aspect. There are many types of love. Martin Luther King talked about agape love. Agape love is the love of all. It is the Christian love. It is that kind of giving with no anticipation of receipt. There are many things we can do. We'll talk about some of them. Because we have a short time, I want to talk to you about the A, B, C's, and D's of living well. How many of you know what diabetes is? Diabetes is a disorder where the body cannot either make insulin or utilize insulin, where the sugar is in the blood instead of in the cells where it can do the work. How many of you hear people say, oh, I just have a little bit of sugar? Well, I think we all need a little bit of sugar. But We don't want to have a little bit of sugar. And don't let anyone tell you that you have a little bit of sugar. When you go to your doctor or nurse practitioner, find out what your numbers are. Knowing your numbers can save your life. What is an A1C?
Says you're supposed to see how well you've been keeping it up or down.
Right. Hemoglobin A1C is a test. Most of you have had a finger stick, right? A finger stick is a good test because it will give you what your blood sugar is at this moment. Now, for some of us who are eating Krispy Kreme right now, we don't want to test our blood sugar right now because it might not be a number that we think. However, if you have a healthy, functioning body that can take care of blood sugar, it's never going to be over about 160, even if you just ate a whole bunch of sugar. So for those people you hear saying, oh, my blood sugar is 200, 300, 400, 500, that means their body isn't able to take care of it. Now, the hemoglobin A1C is something that tests your blood sugar over 2 to 3 months. So it gives an average. It's not just did you do the right thing just now. Did you fast before you went to the doctor's office in the lab? Because that's not really accurate. This gives you 2 to 3 months average of what your blood sugar was, which is a good indication of whether or not you might need to have something done about it. What are the numbers for hemoglobin A1C? Well, let's start with blood sugar. What is a good blood sugar? Under what number? Under 100. Used to be under 126. It's what we were shooting for. But as we learned more, we found out that between 100 and 126, there's already damage being done in your body. So when you have too much sugar in your blood, what it can do is it can create situations where the inside of your blood vessels are cut and damaged. That's why sometimes when people find out they have diabetes, the first symptom is they wake up blind. Because your blood vessels in your eyes are very, very, very small. So any damage that's being done in a larger blood vessel is multiplied in those small blood vessels. And that's why you have blindness, you have amputation of the feet because those vessels are small, and kidney failure. All those things happen when your blood sugar is out of control. So don't play around with it. I hear people say, oh, I'm just going to eat this right now, but I'm going to do better. The body tries its best to reset, to recalibrate. It really, really, really tries to do better. But you have to make sure that is working. You are the one who determines whether or not that's better. Okay, that's A1C. If you have never had a hemoglobin A1C, make sure your doctor or nurse practitioner does it the next time you go. It's much more important than that other test. All right? Now, the other thing as well is B is for breathing. She just showed us how to do some breathing. What we found out now is that if you will breathe in for 5 seconds, let's do it now. Take a deep breath. Let it go. Practice doing that for 5 minutes a day. Recent studies by the American Heart Association have shown that deep breathing for 5 minutes a day, 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out, lowering your breaths per minute to 10 per minute, will decrease your blood pressure by 3 to 5 millimeters. That can make the difference in whether you're technically hypertensive or not. What is blood pressure? What does it mean? It's about the pressure the blood is exerting on the vessels, okay? How much pressure does it take for the blood to get out of the heart? Imagine a garden hose. We've all used them. When everything is flowing fine, it's great. If you kink it, what happens? It might stop altogether, you might get a little trickle, or you just get back pressure. That's what's happening in your body when your blood pressure is high. If the lining of your vessel gets smaller, either because of high cholesterol, scarring, diabetes, it takes more force to push the blood through. That makes your pressure go up. That makes sense? All right, so you don't want that. You want to do the things that keep your lumen, that whole part of the vessel inside, from getting injured. So blood sugar can injure it, cholesterol can injure it, and doing things like smoking and using drugs. A number of things can injure it, but the most important thing you can do is exercise. Get up, get moving, because that is the natural thing we're supposed to do. We're not made to sit down. No matter which way you think we got here, whether God created us and put us on the land and we start off from slugs and came on up as cavemen, we are supposed to move around. We were supposed to, in the Garden of Eden, you're supposed to move around and get your food. You're supposed to move around and go swim or bathe. You're not supposed to sit and watch television. And that is what we do. It's just like a great car. If you had a high performance car, a Maserati, Lamborghini, if you just let it sit, 6 months later, when you start it, what's it going to do? Instead of vroom, vroom, it's just going to go. Maybe it'll go somewhere, or maybe you have to pay a lot of money to get it to work. That's like your body. It's supposed to move. Now, most of us think that we have to move 30 minutes a day, and that is recommended, at least 30 minutes a day, every day. However, if you have children, parents, a job that you have to drive an hour to get to, you can do it in 5-minute intervals. Just move for 5 minutes, just like we did, 6 times a day, and your body will feel just like it went to the gym. Wow. You don't have to do anything hard, pay a lot of money, get extra equipment. These things are great. If you can get in a pool, that's amazing. I can tell you that with the arthritis that I have, last year I was supposed to have my knees replaced. Bilateral knee replacement. Anybody here had a knee replacement? It's tough. It's a huge amount of recovery. It takes, if you're going to do both, that's about a year that you really don't have yourself to do. Knowing that I'm a registered nurse, knowing that I might have surgery, the most important thing is if you ever have to have surgery, do the most that you can to get your body in the best possible shape beforehand, because you're setting your body up to heal. You're preparing it like you would prepare a garden. If you wanted a good yield from a garden, you wouldn't just throw a seed out there. You clear some stuff out, give it some good water, give it good light. That's the same thing your body needs, preparation. I prepared for surgery by exercising, by going swimming every day, by cutting inflammatory foods out of my diet. And I hate to tell you this, but most white foods cause inflammation. Flour, rice, potatoes, and donuts, all that stuff. I know. And let me say, you don't have to give it up all the time. Just don't make it a regular part of your diet. I'm going to have a donut today. Last Saturday, I had an event, and I had some red velvet cake, and it was good. But I just had that piece, and I sent it on about my way, right? Because when I stopped eating all that stuff, now guess what? See these knees right here?
All
This is without surgery.
Wow.
This is exercise and changing my diet and losing weight.
Wow.
Every 10 extra pounds of weight you have on your knees is the equivalent of 40 pounds on your back.
Wow.
50 pounds overweight is like walking around with a 200-pound person on your back. You wonder why your knees hurt? They're like, hey, I didn't sign up for all of this. Come on. So think about that. And then when you're looking at losing weight, you don't have to see the big goal. You don't have to say, oh my God, my doctor has told me to lose 50 pounds. What you need to lose is what?
10.
1. All you need to lose is 1 pound. Because then, guess what? You'll get excited and you'll want to lose 2 pounds. But if you have the big, big goal, 50 pounds, that seems like, I can't do that. Because it probably took you 10 or 15 years to get that 50 pounds on. And it seems like you can't do it. But give yourself a reasonable goal. Remember the SMART goals earlier? Give yourself a SMART goal. I want to lose a pound. I want to do what it takes to lose 8 pounds. Then you'll want to lose 2. Then you'll want to lose 5. Then you'll be motivated when you see the pounds coming off, but not when you have such a huge goal as that. Consciousness, what does that mean? That you're aware. You're aware of what you're doing. I wish I had my measuring cups. Yes, I know. When we decide we're going to do better, a lot of times we go to eating salads, don't we? I love a good salad. There's nothing better than good salad. But people will say, I'm eating a good salad, and I can't see the salad for the dressing. All right, that 2 ounces of the dressing might be another 150 calories. And most of you don't stop with 2 ounces, because that's 2 ounces right there. Oh yeah, you're going to, what? So you're just like, oh, I just need a little more. If you will get into the habit of putting the dressing on the side and putting your salad on your fork and then dipping it a little bit on the fork, you'll still get the taste. And this is what I get, this is what I do as a cheat. When I just really trying to do something like I gotta dress, I gotta get in or something, you know. Then I'll eat salad and I will save the good taste for the last 2 bites. Then I don't feel unsatisfied when I get up, right? I'm like, yeah, I love that blue cheese, that chunky stuff. Yeah, but I don't want the chunky stuff right here. Those are cheats that you can do, but be conscious about what you're eating. When you go to the movie theater and have popcorn, there's no small amount. We should be eating a 1 cup or maybe 2 cups of popcorn. That's enough. You know the small bags that you get? That's about a 2-cup serving. But we're eating a tub. We say butter, right? And by the time you finish, you're just like, don't even feel good. Your body's like, oh, what is all that in me? But if you will be conscious about the fact, especially you go to the movie theater and it costs $8 for popcorn, which is the most ridiculous thing ever. But it costs $8 for popcorn. If you would just take you a small paper bag and put enough for yourself and take the rest home with you. Take it home. It still tastes good a day or 2 later. I do that at restaurants. When I go to something like I really love, like I love ribs. Ribs are so bad for you because they're just full of fat. But that's why they're so good. What I do when I go to the restaurant, I get them to give me a to-go box when I get there. Fill up the to-go box with 2/3 of the food. You will find that you will still be enjoying your meal, but you won't walk out like this. You will walk out thinking, oh, that was really great. And guess what? You have some more. You have another meal because if you feel the weight of that to-go box, you would think, whoa. You were going to put all of that inside of you because that's what we're geared to doing. We have really changed portion sizes from what they used to be. The small hamburger, say at McDonald's, is the regular size hamburger when I was growing up. The Big Mac is now like a middle size, and then you have a super size over that. And French fries, we don't even feel like we got any unless we get the big package. You can totally wreck your dietary caloric needs with that. So in general, you need about 2,000 calories a day. But we are putting in 3,000, 4,500 calories. And if you do that regularly, guess what's going to happen? Diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease. We don't want any of those. Depression. What does depression look like? What are the symptoms? Just shout them out. Sadness, tiredness. What else? I'm sorry? Withdrawn. Yes. Sometimes eating too much. Sometimes eating not enough. Crying. Withdrawing yourself socially. Depression is one of the most underdiagnosed conditions in the USA. And women are undiagnosed even more because medical professionals haven't been geared to think about you. Most of the textbook cases are on men. That's who they study. They're just starting to study women. If you have a heart attack, what does it look like in a woman? It can look different, but how? It might not be detectable at all, but for men, let's just say I'm in the healthcare profession and I know how hard it is to learn everything that we need to know. But I was always taught, like you were, a heart attack is like, you have the pain in your chest, you got the pain down your arm, you might be sweating, red face. A woman walks into the emergency room with a heart attack and she says, you know, I just feel really, really tired. You know, I had a little jaw pain. I just can't get up, I'm not resting. I feel a little heaviness. Some people might say, okay, let's check you for a heart attack. Others might say, well, I think you need to go home and get some rest. See if you can get somebody to babysit for you. More women die after going to the emergency room because they are checked for a heart attack because it doesn't look like what healthcare providers think it needs to look like. So be an advocate for yourself. If you know, oh, I just don't feel right. I can't catch myself. Get checked out. Make sure that your healthcare professional is one who will listen to you. And if you need some help, I'll help you advocate. Okay? All right. Now, nutrition is a big problem. We talked about that. The things that we eat, I grew up with everything having gravy on it. I love gravy. I love some biscuits to sop up some gravy. I put syrup on my pancakes. That's pancake gravy. It's still gravy. We have to get away from that. Now, this is what we should be looking at, more fresh fruits and vegetables. How many servings of fruits and vegetables should we have in a day? 5 to 8. Now, you're saying, oh my goodness, but the thing is, may I use this? This is 2 servings. We get into thinking that, oh, there's no way I can do that. But we get so used to eating large portions of things that we forget that a portion might not be the bottle. Check the bottle when you're looking at it. If those big apples, that's 2 servings. 2 small apples is 2 servings of 1 big apple. So if you're having 8 servings of fresh fruits and vegetables, you're having a half a cup of orange juice in the morning, you're having a half a grapefruit. You're having some juice at lunchtime and a salad. And then you're having some green vegetables at night. That takes care of it. It's not so hard as you think, but you have to be conscious about it and make sure that you want to do it. Exercise consciously, whether you're doing it at home, joining a gym, a walking program, walking around the neighborhood, the malls, walking up and down your steps. The more you do it, the more your body will appreciate it and the more you'll be able to. A year ago, my son was helping me to get up from a chair. That's how bad my knees were. And don't let me sit on a soft chair. I might as well bring a pillow because, I wasn't getting up. And when I got most afraid is when I couldn't get out of the bathtub. And I only have a son, not a daughter, so I was thinking, this is not going to be good. My son has to come drag me out of this tub. So I got those things, the things you grip on the side, because I anticipated this is what I'm supposed to be like, but it's not. We are supposed to live long, strong, and healthy lives, but it's up to us to make sure it happens. And this is about love, because I just love the thing. That's the only reason he's up there, is because I like to look at him. No other reasons. Okay. So we talked about depression, how to recognize it, but it can be even things like problems concentrating. You can't focus on details. You can be tired in the morning. You can be tired all day. You can feel guilty, worthless, and hopeless. If these things happen for 14 days in a row, that's classified as depression. Make sure you are willing to tell your doctor that you have these feelings. Don't feel embarrassed by them, because it can be irritability. We talked about the sadness and all that, but even irritability, when people are jumping at you all the time and they haven't been, that might be depression. And if you don't want to have sex, might be because your partner's terrible, but if your partner's okay and you don't want to have sex, it could be because of depression. I'm a sex therapist, y'all, so that's a whole other topic. I'm telling you the truth. But the most important thing is that depression, untreated, can lead to thoughts of suicide. It's been recognized that the average person who actually commits suicide has tried 7 times before they were successful. So pay attention. When your teenagers are looking different, acting differently, pay attention. We used to always say, oh, that's growing pains, that's hormones, but teen suicide has increased dramatically. We talked a little bit about the bullying and other things that happen, but pay attention to your teens. They're feeling the same stressors that we're feeling, sometimes because you feel it. Get out and do things. I've had the opportunity to travel, but the most important thing here, you see that beautiful beach right there? I was working at a refugee camp approximately 7 miles from that, and no one on that camp had been to that beach. They didn't even have the wherewithal to go, and they charged to go to the beach. They might charge $2, which might not seem like too much to us, but that could be a day or 2 days' pay. So I organized a bus and took a bunch of them down there. And they were just like, oh my goodness. They were just so excited because I don't know about you, but when I get in the water, that is a whole rejuvenating thing. We start off in water, and I tell you, water is a good thing. Live by the numbers. Every week, do something for yourself. Decide what you feel is good for yourself you haven't done. Whether that's going to a movie. Go to a movie by yourself. You don't have to go with anyone. You will have the same enjoyment right there. You won't be able to do this all the time and tell the people what's coming up in the movie, which they don't appreciate, by the way. But twice a week, call a friend. Someone you haven't talked to in a long time. Give them a call. You will appreciate it, and they will appreciate hearing from you. Like my classmate Deborah, I hadn't seen her for probably 35 years or so, and it was like, Deborah! And we can just enjoy, you know, that uplifting, amazing feeling. 3 times a week, do resistance exercises, as she was saying. You don't have to make it hard, but do them. 4 days a week, eat at least 8 fresh fruits and vegetables. 5 days a week, do 30 minutes of aerobic exercise. And that doesn't have to be 30 minutes at a time. As I told you, just get your heart rate up. 6 days a week, drink those 6 glasses of water, y'all. Water is good for you. How many of you drink at least 6 glasses of water every day? Oh, that's a low number. 6 glasses, 6 glasses. Let me tell you. So this is 2 glasses. That's just 3 of those in a day. All right? So now, okay, how many of you now? Yeah, okay. What happens is that, you know, that same blood pressure we were talking about, sometimes it's higher because your blood is thick. Put some water in it. All the Kool-Aid, Mountain Dew, Pepsi Cola, and coffee was not what we were made to drink. So drink the water as well. Now, 7 days a week, get at least 6 hours of sleep. I know it feels hard, but do it. When you don't sleep enough, the body recognizes it the same way as hunger. Lack of sleep, the body sees it as hunger, and it holds fat in your belly. All right, so have love in your life. Enjoy, get out. This woman is like most of us women. See, she's multitasking. She is carrying sticks on her head to sell for firewood. She's got some water in her left hand, and she's got eggs in her other hand. I mean, she is us. Stop it. Do less, enjoy more. Laugh out loud. And have love in your life. You know, look at Denzel. Be the pretty guy, whatever you want to do. If you want to laugh and you can't think of any other way, go out on YouTube and put in funny babies and funny kittens and stupid people. You will laugh all day long. Then, there are different kinds of love. It doesn't have to be romantic love. You can get out and give to people. Philanthropic thoughts. Philanthropy is a good thing. Just go and help somebody. We talked about it earlier. Go to the nursing homes. Go to the churches. Go talk to those same children. Have love in your life. Because we all can do it. This is us at the YWCA. All 3 of us. Finally, I want to say to you, you are beautifully and wonderfully made. You are all phenomenal women. You are the people who take care of our community. When you are healthy, you make the community healthy. When you are strong, you make the community strong. All you have to do is make a little change. And in the words of Sam Cooke, there were times when I thought I wouldn't last too long. Somehow I'll be able to carry on. It's gonna take a long